Welcome to the History Channel. I'm here today with Zoe, Alex, Haley, and our special guest Gaudi. Antonio Gaudi was a Spanish architect who worked in the background of influencing others in the artworks. He worked entirely to provide architecture in the city of Barcelona. Antonio Gaudi contributed to the city's artful works in an inspiring design. Most tourist reactions are intrigued by his phenomenal works. Many tourists from around the world present his work as something they travel miles and miles to cast their eyes on. Societal works of Spain, which made it the extravagant and artful city it is today. Antonio Gaudi was born in Catalonia on the Mediterranean coast of Spain on June 25, 1852. He presented an early interest in architecture and presented a vast majority of showing how the modern city was at this time of circa 1870. Later on, Antonio Gaudi has grown upon graduation and initially worked with the Victorian processor, but developed his own style of writing. According to the bibliography.com, this was an interesting milestone for him because he learned to pattern brick or stone, bright ceramic tiles, floral reptilian metalwork. During this period, displayed a showcase he had produced which impressed patrons enough to lead Gaudi's working on Güell's estate and Güell's palace.
So Gaudi was a man with many different types of styles throughout his years of work. After going to school in Barcelona, he worked with his Victorian predecessors, but went on to compose his own types of art, of bright shapes, types of designs, and animating surfaces. He was inspired by Oriental artists from the likes of Walter Pater, and you could see it in the works of Capriccio. And then he moved on to the non-Gothic during the non-Gothic phase in Spain, and you can see it in the works of the Cross Tower. Gaudi then shifts to Modernisme, and it's characterized by the curves of our straight lines disregarded to the symmetry of our symbolism. He then moves, you could see that it's very dynamic, it's very humane, colorful, and it's a little over the top, but he really didn't care. He really just loved doing what he loved doing, like he loved doing his architecture. Beautiful pieces of art were then created with the flows of nature, just like a leaf through the wind, and it was very influential to the Latin culture. His works of architecture are why Barcelona is one of the most beautiful cities in Spain and all of the world.
Now tuning in to Zoe as she interviews our guest Gaudi.
Good evening, Mr. Gaudi. We are glad having you here in our show tonight.
Good evening, Mrs. Zoe. It's a pleasure to be here as well. Also, if I don't know how I got here.
Tell us, what is the last thing you remember in your former life?
I was going out of my working site at La Sagrada Familia and I was crossing the street when something pretty big hit me, and it was consciousness, and that's all I remember.
Okay. About the Sagrada Familia, the construction started in 1882 and it continued despite your death. Can you tell us something about it?
You see, the construction of La Sagrada Familia started only 1 year before I was asked to take over for it. But the projection and the qualification started way earlier than that. The previous plan weren't satisfying to me, so I decided that I wanted to change the project and the shape of the church, while only leaving the crypt the way it was already built. But probably my biggest regret is never being able to stand in front of my masterpiece finished.
The Sagrada Familia, like all your other works, have unique shapes, line, and color. Can we know what inspired you to create such different patterns?
I was raised in Mar de la Caldera in the Spain countryside, surrounded by the nature that soon became my mentor and muse. My projects are not just concrete and bricks. They try to represent nature beauty in its different shape, such as tree branches, a river, a shell. My works also are able to tell a story if the viewer knows where to look.
Right. How do you think your friendship with Gual influenced your work?
José Miguel is not only one of my best friends, he's a philanthropist in love with Barcelona and its people. With his funding, he'll allow me to change the shape and the view of Barcelona forever. Our collaboration started when me and my mentor, Martorell, started working in Finca Guel. Since then, we have passed more than our lives together, and we've done works all over Catalonia and beyond.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Gaudi, for your time, and we are looking forward for your masterpiece.
Thank you for tuning in and watching our show on the History Channel. See you next time.